Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Shirley if you're new here. And if you are new, welcome and become a part of this lovely family. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a makeup look. I'm just going to be feeling through my Jackie Anina palette. I'm using this palette today. I've already contoured, put on cheek blush, and I did my face. Everything is done except for my eyes. And I actually use the Zulu by Juvia's Place palette to use on my face. I use this color here for the contour, cheek blush, and highlighter. So that's what I used out of that palette. I've already primed my eyes, and I'm going to be doing a little story time with you guys. And it's going to be a Christmas story about my life. And if you have little kids around, take them away. It's not dirty, but it's going to be talking about Santa Claus. And how he was discovered. So the first, I'm using this large Luxie brush, and I'm going in with this rosy color here on the top of my eyes, and I'm going to be telling my story. Well, this came along for me and Santa Claus. I was young, and you know, my uncle had just got a station wagon. So this was a long time ago. And back then, you didn't have to have a seatbelt on it. And I think it was like, we was like 15 people deep in this station wagon, because it was my uncle and his kid and my dad and us. And I know it had been 5 of us and 5 of them. We was in this station wagon. We was riding out. And I was in South Carolina. And it's really dark in the little this town I stayed in. So I was laying back in the car seat. Not the car seat, in the trunk. Like, you know how those old-fashioned station wagon it was? I was laying back in the back of it and looking up at the stars, and it was just beautiful. Daydreaming, because it was the night before Christmas. So as we ride down the road, I saw, well, now that I'm older, it was a shooting star, but I just knew it was Santa Claus on his sleigh riding through town. And I was like, oh, I wonder why he's driving by. And I was like, hey guys, look at Santa Claus. And they all looked at the shooting star, and they was like, well, why he didn't stop? And I was like, well, we're not asleep, so he can't stop if we're not asleep. We got to go home and go to sleep. And that's where we was headed, home to go to sleep. And they would believe in it, because I was the oldest of the kids. Me and my other cousin, we were about the oldest, but I was the boss. So everybody just listened to whatever Shirley had to say. So we got home. We were so excited. And I was saying, I'm going to go in with, oh, I didn't tell you. That first color I put up here was pinker. And now I'm going in with credit. And credit is this here. You can see I didn't hit pan and ginger and Shackleton, but this is credit. I'm going in right here in this little crease, right in here. So we got home, and we're so excited. And I was like, let's get ready for bed, and we're gonna go to bed so we can wake up, and Santa would have came, and he can't find us a wait. Like, my mom and them would put me out to go in there, like, get everybody riled up to go to bed, because it was going to do what I say do anyway. So we all got ready for bed, and we got in our bed, and I can remember it was just so beautiful. The fireplace was lit up because it was cold. We was in South Carolina. And then, you know, thinking about that, I never told my mom them what I wanted for Christmas. They just got me. Like, kids didn't tell their parents what they want. We know it was going to be a doll involved. It was going to be one house involved. It was going to be bicycles involved. And it was going to be this stocking that was mesh, and it had Christmas candies in it, an apple and an orange, and some other little toy inside this Christmas stocking thing. And we got that every year, that stocking. So Now, imagine none of that is out. None of that is out because Santa Claus is bringing it. They came in and they kissed us goodnight and said, go to sleep. And then we just went to sleep because we're so excited. Santa's coming. And of course, girl, I went to sleep, but I don't know what happened. I'm using Anastasia 6 and I'm going right. No, I ain't wanted to use that. I'm going to use this a small brush here. And then I said, I woke up and I could hear all this ruckus going on, like all this noise. And I went to my door. I'm listening. And I could hear my mom saying, my dad's name was Abraham. All my dad brothers and sisters are named after people in the Bible. So his name was Abraham. And my mom was like, Abraham, get off that bike before you wake those kids. And then my daddy Abraham and his friend Buck was like, let's take the bikes outside and ride them. Because I had an older brother too. And they would say, yeah, we'll ride them. We'll ride them tonight. And they were just a hooping and a hollering and laughing and riding those bikes. And then I hear my mom, we got to finish putting the stuff out and they can see and think Santa brought the stuff. Now get off them stuff and let's put this stuff together. Girl, that's all I heard. And dun, dun, dun. There's no Santa. It's been them all this time. There is no Santa. That's how I discovered there was no Santa. And I was like, oh my goodness, it's no Santa. They've been lying. I didn't let them know. She know. She knows. Well, I didn't say anything. I went back in my bed and waited for morning. Just blended a little. And I was waiting for the other ones to get up. And when they got up, they got up with the news. I waked everyone up. After I woke up, I got everybody up and they was ready to run out to get to their toys. And I was like, before we go out there, I have something to tell you guys. I told them, all of them, there is no Santa Claus. It's been Mom and them all this time. I heard them last night putting the toys together and talking, don't wake the kids. Because, like, don't wake the kids because they'll know it. Something they said into that, like, they'll get up and see it's us and not Santa Claus. And they was like, no. I said, no, we're going to go out there and ask them. We're going out there to ask them about this Santa Claus. So we all got together and we went outside to ask them about Santa Claus. And I was so devastated that there was no Santa Claus. And they had to tell us, because I was like, I heard you. I heard you last night putting them toys together. And then I was devastated from that. I was so devastated learning there is no Santa Claus. And then I went a little farther. So you a story about Santa Claus, because we weren't allowed to say lie. You telling a story about the Easter Bunny. You telling a story about the Tooth Fairy. You telling a story about all of them. And I was so hurt about that. I was so hurt about discovering there is no Santa Claus. So that's how I discovered there was no Santa Claus. And with my kids, I raised them. We didn't talk about Santa Claus when they was little. They just know they got stuff on Christmas. They knew that it was to celebrate the birth of Christ. That's what they grew up with. And then when they got older and kids started talking about Santa Claus, I was like, there's no Santa Claus. There's just mom, dad, and family that gives you those presents. They come from your family, not no man coming down no chimney. My daughter was fine with that until she was in like the 3rd grade. And then them kids filled her head up with, there is a Santa Claus. So, let me put this right. I'm putting, this is what I use here. And what I use up here. I'm going to put it right here. You know, I'm not telling people to don't tell their kids about, but usually there's a consequences in lying to them for years. I was so hurt. And my mom didn't know about telling us about the birth of Christ. She wasn't into the church when we was in Carolina. She really got into it when we moved to Florida. And then that's when I told about the baby Jesus. That's what my kids learned. The baby Jesus. And how you supposed to be on Christmas Day. And I want to go over this with the red a little bit. What y'all think? I think I'm going to do it. But I remember finding out about that when I was little. And that was, I'm still upset. I get upset thinking about it. Like, that was just so wrong of them. That was wrong. And that's the one time we didn't get threatened. I'm going to beat you. We didn't get threatened by that. They was like, okay. And I was like 7 or 8. I wasn't even that old. And my mama apologized and apologized. And like, I should have told you guys the truth. And da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, I'm going to go off camera and put on my... I don't never know what to call this, but to put on my mascara and eyeline my eyes, and I'll be right back with the final look. So guys, this is the final look. It's very early in the morning. I'm getting ready to go to work, but I decided to film my makeup for you guys, and I want to thank you guys for watching my video and letting you know one little tidbit. It comes a certain time in your kid's life that you have to let them know there's no such thing as Santa Claus and those other little make-believe characters, because it can be devastating. I still get upset today thinking about how I believed in him so hard. But now I know what's the true meaning of Christmas. And I just never let my kids believe that there was a Santa Claus. This hair is coming out on a video Monday. So guys, thank you for watching my video, and I will see you in my next